Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is where we discuss everything about the stock market's action today, how the day panned out in trade, also where were the gains and losses seen, and what really will the markets be going through as we move forward from here. The last two or three trading sessions now from here on in this week, and of course, as we approach the weekly FNO expiry too, what can you really expect? Well, today's day ended marginally lower for both the benchmark indices, the Sensex and the Nifty. Of course, 2 days of a running streak. We opened higher today. Sharp jump was seen yesterday's trading session as well, but that rally perhaps just slightly paused in today's trading session. When you talk about the Sensex, it was down 100 points or 0.2% in trade to end the day at 54,208. The Nifty was down by just about 20 odd points. Very, very flattish to a negative bias is what we saw at close, 16,240 at the closing level. The markets, however, if you see the market breadths, still favored the advances with 1865 shares rising to 1409 shares declining in trade, although it was slightly skewed towards the advances only. Talking about some specific stocks, you did have the likes of Tata Consumer Products, Shree Cement, Ultratech Cement, Cipla, HUL as the top Nifty gainers. On the losing side, you had the power majors, Power Grid, also BPCL, Apollo Hospitals, Tata Motors, and Tech Mahindra dragging the street. Among the sectors, a whole lot of buying was seen today in the FMCG and pharma basket, whereas selling was seen in the banks, capital goods, realty, IT, metals, PSU Bank, and oil and gas indices as well. So, looking at the kind of overall scenario that we saw in the markets today, we did see in terms of sectors very, very divided trade. In fact, most of the sectors slipped into the red towards the end of the session. Remember, in the morning, it was a complete flip side kind of a situation where all the sectors were happy and green, with IT banks really leading the show. But there was a lot of profit booking right there for the IT stocks. It was down 1.5% in trade today. Also for the Nifty Bank, it was down 0.4%, especially the PSU banks and the private PSU banks were down 1.5% today, dragging the overall Nifty Bank index. The realty index fell sharply by 1.75% today, as well, and minor losses coming in for the metal pack after a very, very sharp move yesterday of 7%. About 0.3% lower is what the metal index really ended at today. Talking about the broader market space now, the mid cap and the small cap indices also lost most of their gains today, ended marginally lower, flattish to negative one tenth of percent lower for the mid cap index, whereas the small cap index, if you talk about, that also was down by 0.2% in today's trading session too. Talk about the India VIX, that was down by almost 2% as well, but most of these losses coming in because of the profit booking being seen in today's trading session. Look at the kind of sharp fall we saw in Power Grid today. 4.5% down was that stock. Apart from it, the pressure was getting exerted from BPCL. News flows coming around on its disinvestment and not really happening right there. So sentiments getting weak there. Tech Mahindra, SBI, Apollo Hospitals also dragging the street when you talk about the stock market updates in today's trading session. Now, as we move forward from here, of course, a whole lot of focus will be on the individual stocks which will be coming out with their earnings. The rupee also ended flat today at 77.58 against the dollar in today's trading session as well. Experts do believe that a sizable interest rate hike by global central banks, and therefore investors are still allocating higher weightage to sectors that are least affected by this policies, such as defensives. So you may see some move right there on the defensive pack today, and going forward from here too. Srikant Chauhan of Kotak Securities believe that for traders, 16,200 will be a key support zone for the Nifty. At the same time, the Nifty, if it moves up, actually could climb up to 16,450 kind of levels. On the flip side, 16,150 should be could be a vulnerable level to watch out for. If it slips below that, then further 16,000 levels could not be rolled out as well. So those are the levels that you need to watch out for as for trading strategies, as far as the experts really are talking about. Of course, a whole lot of focus will be on the individual stocks as we move forward from here. And of course, the macro economic data coming in from various countries, including China and Asian countries, as far as the growth projections are concerned, inflationary data too, and the commentary. Of course, there's some kind of an improvement on the COVID front as far as Shanghai is concerned or China is concerned, which is fueling some kind of positive sentiments across Asian markets right now. So keep an eye out on all of that as we move along. FNO expiry happens today for the week, and that could trigger in some more volatility. So do keep an eye out onto that as well as we move forward from here. And do stay tuned onto Business Today TV as we get you all the updates from the world of business and stock markets. To watch out for the primary markets data too, as Ethos IPO has opened for subscription. It was the day one, day two of Paradeep Phosphates, and tomorrow yet again we will see one more IPO opening up. You can go ahead and watch out those videos on YouTube, Business Today's YouTube as well, wherein they have given all the details of the primary market action that's going around, the IPOs that still offer opportunities for all the investors to enter. Thanks a lot for tuning in. For now.